Well, let's just start by talking about how it feels to be back. I mean, it's got to be exciting, I imagine.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I kind of felt like it was gonna happen for a while, but now that it's actually here, it's like, I don't know, it's nice. I feel like I'm back in the cool kids club. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very nice. Talk about the time away, because you had some success, obviously 4-0 in Invicta. I think continued to gain traction and popularity and fans and all that. But was it a little bit frustrating to be outside of the cool kids club?
Well, Invicta's cool too, but I felt like a lot of people kind of saw me as an outsider when I was brought into the UFC with only one fight. Although the girls had either been fighting for a longer time or they've gone through Invicta and done that whole thing. So I kind of feel like I earned a lot of people's respect by going back to Invicta or going to Invicta, getting that win streak and winning the belt, and then coming back. So it was kind of a backwards journey. Usually people do Invicta first, or do at least like get more fans first, but I feel like I was able to earn a lot of respect of people who maybe before felt like I didn't deserve to be in the UFC. So kudos to that.
It's very true. Did you feel that way at the time? I wonder, because it's easy in retrospect to look back, because I think it probably was good for your career, right? I mean, to try to jump in right away and be in the UFC is damn near impossible. You got to kind of step back and build yourself. But I wonder, did you see it at the time, or were there moments where you're like, oh, my career, this, that,
Yeah.
that sort of thing?
Well, there's always that argument that I could have stuck around in the UFC and fought, lower ranked people and gotten my experience that way. But, nobody can really pick their fights in the UFC. You basically have to answer the call when they call you. Otherwise, you never know when you're gonna get that next fight. So it was probably better for me because I don't turn down fights. I'm just like, I'll fight whoever. Give me I'll fucking rip their head off. And so it was probably better for me in retrospect to go to Invicta and just kind of build my experience that way by fighting people who weren't necessarily ranked in the top 5 of all strawweights. And I did still fight like really tough competition. Like I still say that the girls that I fought in Invicta could easily compete in the UFC and do well. But just not having that pressure, not having all those eyes on you, and being able to kind of have fun with like weigh-ins and the photo shoots and stuff, it really allowed me to gain more fans and get more popularity. And I think, all in all, I don't think I would have been able to fight 4 times in 1 year as well. There were a lot of positives going to Invicta and getting that experience, and yeah.
Very nice. How about the false start of getting back in? What was that emotion like to kind of be there and then it's taken away from you?
Yeah. Well, it was a weird one because I had gotten a call from or an offer from Shelby to fight Justine Kish first. But it was like 2 weeks after my fight, and it was like a 5-round battle. I had a tooth loose from getting headbutted, so I was like, I probably shouldn't. And my coach was like, yeah, you got really messed up this fight camp as well. Let's take a few weeks off and then get back into it. So when I saw that Andrade needed an opponent, I hit up my manager right away, and I was like, Brian, give me that fight, it was almost like set in stone, and then I got the call from him saying that the USADA issue was a thing and it wasn't gonna happen on 30th. So that sucked. But I'm happy now just because I was still able to get that matchup, because the matchup was the biggest thing for me. Like, I knew UFC was looking at me. I knew they wanted me for Kish or whoever, really. But just the fact that I feel like this is a really winnable fight for me, and Andrade's ranked so high as a strawweight, I felt like that was just going to be a really good start for me to just go in there, beat the number 5 ranked strawweight, and then just make a huge splash in the 2017.
So what is it about the matchup that you like? I mean, is it something about her style, or do you think? I mean, because she's looked pretty good since she dropped to 115, right?
Yeah, she's alright, but I see a lot of I just see a lot of opportunities to take advantage of the way she fights. She's big, she's strong, should I turn this on? Stop it. She's big, she's strong, she's really aggressive in the first round, which is all we've really seen of her, just like first round, a little bit of the second, but I see a lot of holes in her striking. I see she uses brute strength a lot with her scrambling, with her takedowns, and I feel like all of that is something that I'm really good at dealing with. I've never really had a problem with bigger opponents. Really, the people who get me are the smaller guys with little skinny arms, get around your neck. But like when it comes to brute strength, I'm used to that. Just with training with guys and bigger girls, it's something that I'm a little more comfortable with dealing with. And the reason I actually went to Alliance is so I could get used to dealing with the really skilled smaller opponents. So yeah, I feel like I'm really prepared for this fight.
Interesting. And you said she's high ranked, so I mean, if you pick up this win, I mean, you're gonna be right there back in the mix. So do you feel, a year later, now it is time to face those top tier fighters?
Yeah, I think there's a handful of people who are pretty scary in the division, and I feel like I've already fought half of them, so why not? I'm ready for it.
I guess if I heard your words right, you don't necessarily feel like the champ is one of those scary people.
I think the way that me and the champ would match up is a lot different from most people, because most people they think, okay, takedown, takedown, submit, or takedown and hold. And when she fought Godella, and when she fought Carolina come Flock to Flitch, they would hit her and it would hurt her, but then they'd go for a takedown, and it's like, why are you wasting your energy doing that when you just keep hitting her and hurting her? So yeah, I feel like I'd have a different strategy from everyone else who's like tried to out wrestle her and lost, because she has really good takedown defense. But yeah, that wouldn't be my game plan against her. So that's why I feel like it's an easier fight than someone like this who just tries to do everything. They try to knock you out, they try to take you down, they try to submit you, like they try it all.
Stylistically, it'd be a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, so. I think so.
Well, maybe, some people might not have Fight Pass, they might not, watch Invicta. So, I mean, if they saw your UFC run and they haven't seen anything since, I mean, what do you think the difference is? What are people going to pick up on that's different this time around?
They're just gonna pick up on me being more comfortable in there. Like I have more of a style now. It's more of an MMA style, not really just a Muay Thai fighter fighting in a cage. I'm more of an MMA fighter who has really solid striking. So I think that's what they're gonna see, and I think they're gonna be impressed.